Believe the unbelievable. Imagine you're Brian Cashman and you're looking at this. Your team has the OPS 23rd in the league. You are the 7th worst OPS in the league. Alright, then you check the batting average. You're second to last. Second to last. You're the New York Yankees and you have the second worst batting average. Jeez. Starting pitching ERA 18th. That's below middle of the pack. Middle of the pack is 15th. You're 3 spaces down. Reliever ERA though, impressive. First, the very first on top of everyone. You have the best bullpen ERA, something that the Yankees had problems with in recent history, where they had bad bullpens, but they had bombers on offense, producing many runs, but blowing it with relievers. Now, the New York Yankees, you look at this, and you're Brian Cashman, the general manager, the guy for the Yankees who makes moves. And you look at this and you're like, maybe get some bats because it seems like you're lacking in the batting aspects. Maybe you can get a starter in there because it seems like some of your starters are inconsistent, but batting is the priority, right? Anybody with common sense. What does he do? He gets 2 relievers. Oh, you might be thinking, these 2 relievers are good. Maybe Brian Cashman, there's a reason why they're first in ERA. He's picked out some really good relievers that could help the Yankees push for the playoffs because he said it's obvious that the Yankees are still in contention for a World Series. I don't know how that's possible when you don't even know who your 5th hole guy is, your cleanup guy. The 5th guy tonight, what this video is recording against the Astros, is Billy McKinney. That's the guy. You had a whole trade deadline. That's your 5th guy that's batting. Jesus Christ. Who's your leadoff? Jake Bauers. The New York Yankees for you. Brian Cashman's New York Yankee, who has been nothing but a mediocre, person for the Yankees. This man has won multiple World Series, yes, but the only one I give him real credit for is 2009. That's the team he assembled. The other ones, he just came in with the super team. You know what I'm saying? He walked in, had to make very little moves, and this team was already stacked, had a great young core that was, winning World Series, and he comes in and he wins more World Series. Wow. What a surprise, And then the New York Yankees in 2009, I'll give it to him. But now, since 2009, it's been nothing but mediocrity. This man has been a joke. George Steinbrenner is rolling in his grave seeing this bum absolutely taint the New York Yankees franchise. But let's go back to the topic of discussion when we see these 2 bullpen relievers. Look at this guy. Look at this ERA. This year, he has above a 10 ERA. You are the best bullpen in the league, and you said, you know what, we need a couple relievers, and you're going to bring in a guy that has more than triple than your actual whole bullpen has an ERA. The ERA is around like low 3, right, for the New York Yankees. Well, this guy has over 10, and this is who you bring in, who you think is going to push you over the edge and make you go on a winning streak against the defending champs, right? Now, that's not going to happen because you check the other guy. He's not as bad, but he has a 3.96 ERA this year. It's pretty sad that you think these 2 guys are going to come in and absolutely just push you over the edge. And you look at the ERA, it's 3.07, and you brought in 2 guys that make that ERA worse. Wow. Brian Cashman, you have done yourself a job. If you want to get fired purposely, I don't think you could do a worse job because it seems like you're satisfied with Billy McKinney, right? Batting 5th and Jake Bauers leading off. That's what you're satisfied with. You made absolutely no moves with the struggling team and last place in the division. The New York Yankees should not be last place in the division. These are the 27-time champion New York Yankees, and you might be saying, "Oh, that happened years ago." You have one of the highest payrolls, right? You spend in the top 5 of the MLB teams the most out of any. You're top 5, right? And you are telling me Billy McKinney and Jake Bauers are the guys batting. You got Anthony Rizzo out here having historical poor numbers, having 5 strikeout night. Then you've got Giancarlo Stanton, who nobody wants anymore. Definitely past his prime. Yes, he hits a couple bombs here and there, but we cannot rely on him to be a top hitter. He's past his prime. It's looking like we're at the bad end of the contract for him. Aaron Judge had a toe injury. You understand? Well, the second he went down, season was over. Garrett Cole's putting up Cy Young numbers, right? Frankie Montas, your last year trade deadline acquisition, right? From the Oakland A's, who was nothing but lights out, ends up getting lit up the rest of the season, causing you to be, to not win a World Series, basically. And then the following year, he's out for the season, and now he's going to be a free agent. What a move from Brian Cashman. Now, you look at Bauer, Harrison Bader. This man, if we re-sign him, he's not bad. He's one of the best defensive outfielders. Obviously, his bat isn't the best, but defensively, as an outfielder, he's probably one of the best we got aside from Judge. It's literally we got Judge, Bader, and then at left field, we're going to have some AAA talent. It's going to be, Willie Calhoun, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who's never played outfield until he got to the Yankees this last year, but this year he's playing outfield. And then you got, Billy McKinney out there. Give me a break. This is the New York Yankees. You could have gone out there and got Cody Bellinger, but you didn't. You could have gone out there and tried to get Jock Peterson, but you didn't. You could have got any outfielder out there that was on the trade market, but you didn't. And then you look at you got Rizzo, who's having historical poor numbers, right? Hasn't been the same since Tatis crashed into him. Gleyber Torres has been one of our best offensive players, and it seems like he gets involved in trade talk every deadline. It's kind of sad because he's the only one that's actually consistently performing aside from Judge. You look at Anthony Volpe, who's been a bit underwhelming. He gets streaky. Third baseman. Well, that's probably the worst part of it all. We got DJ LeMahieu, who's at the bad end of the contract, putting up career low numbers. You got Josh Donaldson. I think all of New York knows how trash he is. You might as well go to the New York subway, give a guy a bat, put him on the plate, and he's probably going to do better than Josh Donaldson, who's making a lot of money. It's an absolute disgrace. And I believe it's time to clean house. Aaron Boone, you're gone. Brian Cashman, you're gone. I'm sure there's other people out there without a job that could do a lot better job than those two clowns who have George Steinbrenner out there rolling, because George Steinbrenner is not like his son. His son treats it like a business, but his father treats it as if he was a fan, watching every game. What moves would you make? He's playing MLB The Show. He doesn't care how much profit's coming in. No, he wants a World Series. It's win or bust every season for George, and for Hal, it's all about the numbers. It's a business. He treats it as if it's Apple, as if he's the CEO of Disney. No. You are the owner of the New York Yankees who compete for a championship. The thing you're supposed to do is bring in the best talent possible. We were robbed from having Machado in third. Bryce Harper, who was willing to even play first baseman for us because we had a lot of outfielders. We could have had him out there, in left. Machado at third. We could. It's absolute. Maybe even Francisco Lindor, shortstop, something like that. But instead, we're stuck with Josh Donaldson, DJ LeMahieu, and Willie Calhoun, who I know he got optioned and whatnot, but Billy McKinney at left field, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who isn't even an outfielder. It's absolutely atrocious, and it pains me to watch every game. It's absolutely, it's as if I got sentenced to jail, or even worse, to watch Jake Bauers lead off and Billy McKinney to clean up. Like, geez, man, this is the New York Yankees. You got one of the highest payrolls, and that's what you got going on. Atrocious.